Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm starting with no makeup on because, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing my makeup split into two completely different sides. Two sides of me, two sides of my personality, and I actually got this idea when I did my personality picks my makeup from a BuzzFeed color palette quiz. That one gave me a very soft and cute color palette, which I didn't think it feels completely all of my personality. And then I also did a gothic makeup look, which I thought kind of completes the rest of it. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing two different sides of my personality. So I kind of thought it would be a little bit weird to start the intro of the video like that. So basically I'm going to do this side a little bit more bubbly and colorful to represent my sweeter side, and this side a little bit dark to represent a little bit of my dark humor and fascination for occult things. And I think I'm going to start with my eyes. So first I'm going to do my brows. For my dark side, I'm using the Kiko Precision Eyebrow Pencil. And for my light side, I'm using another eyebrow pencil, but this one is from Cien, the Brow Perfect. For brows, I would do them in a very similar way, but I'm just taking two different colors to go better with the side of that makeup. And I know this is not meant to be a very wearable look because it's two different sides, but this is meant to be a little bit more of a creative thing. So my brows don't look too different. This one is just a little bit lighter and more brown than the other one. And for eyeshadow, I'm just going to use the same eyeshadow primer on both sides. I'm using the Kiko Neutral Light Base. So I'm going to start with my light side. And for my eyeshadow, I'm using the Shane Dawson with Jeffree Star Cosmetics Conspiracy Palette, because I honestly think this palette is very versatile. It's got very fun colors and also a few dark ones. And for this side, I think I want to do something a little bit different from the looks I've done with this palette. I think I'm going to do a halo eye. So I'm going to start with the shade Pigment, and I desperately need to wash my brushes, but I'm using this one on my crease and a little bit above it, creating sort of a transition. This palette has very interesting colors, and I think you can do a very light and pastel look as well as a very deep dark look. I used this palette for my goth makeup look. And I'm also using this color because I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do on my dark side, and I feel like this will kind of complement a little bit, even though it's completely different. Okay, so I'm going to do the outer and inner part of the halo eye, and for that I'm using the shade Trisha. This is this very Barbie pink shimmer. And as kind of a personality thing, I had that kind of phase where I would wear lots and lots of pink. I think I actually have a picture where I'm wearing everything pink, like jeans, jacket, shirts, shoes, everything pink. But I mean, it was a phase. And I'm also going to take this shade a little bit across, kind of blending the edge of it a little bit. Taking a little bit more of that shade pigment to help blend this upper part. And now for the center, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer to do the halo part. And on top of this, I am taking the shade Conspiracy, which I usually really like to see a combination of green and pink. I think it looks really nice. So I'm just really packing this shade on top. And I'm going to blend it a little bit out. I'm just using the two different sides of this brush. So now with the pink side, I'm just blending the edge of it a little bit. Okay, and I really like how this looks for my light side. Now I'm going to prime the other eye. And for this dark side, I'm going to do something very similar to what I did on my goth makeup. I'm going to start by packing the shade My Rights here. So I'm packing the black on my lid. And so I'm doing both eyes in a very rounded shape. Also, to me, doing this eye is much harder. Now, to blend the black, I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm using the shade Not Effect to blend the edge of this one. I absolutely love this color. And even though it's two completely different looks, I think this color really goes with the other ones. Also, it's another take on gothic makeup, because on the other look I used the black and I used What's the Tea. So I think this palette with only two shades, because the black is so good, you can get a very easy and simple gothic eyeshadow look. And I'm going to just clean up the brush I used for pigment, and I'm going over this shade to just blend a little bit the edge of it. I think it already looks fine, but just giving it a little bit more blend. Okay, and for now, that is it. I know it looks very strange, but that's kind of the point. These are two completely different looks, and I wouldn't do eyeliner with either of them, so I'm just going to do mascara off camera. And I'm using the Kiko Standout Volume Buildable. And then I'm also going to do my base, because it doesn't really matter for this look. I'm using the NYX Pore Filler Primer, the Primark My Perfect Color Foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer, and also the Kiko Invisible Touch Powder. So I'll be right back. Okay, so my base is all done, and now I'm going to finish my eyes. So for the light side, I'm going to use What's the Tea on my lower lash line. This one is a little bit subtle, but I really like it on the lower lash line. And I think this color really goes well with the pink on the top. And for my inner corner and brow bone, I'm taking the shade Ranch, which is this white shimmer. This is super light and I think it goes really well with this lighter side. For the dark side, I'm going to do basically what I did on top. I'm using my rides here very close to my lashes, and then I'm going to blend it with Not Effect. For the highlighter of this side, I'm going to use Diet Cola, which is not as light as Ranch, but I think it will also go really nicely with this. This super metallic silver. I actually use probably even a little bit much, but I actually really like it with this. And for my waterline, on the dark side, I'm using both on top and on the bottom the Kiko Everlasting Kajal, which is a black kajal. And on this side, I'm going to use one on the bottom, that is the Kiko Lasting Precision Eyeliner and Kohl in the shade 03, that is this bright pink. I think this really makes the waterline pop. So I'm just going to do mascara on the bottom lashes. So now to finish my face, for bronzer I would do basically the same thing on both sides. And I'm using my Kiko Gold Waves bronzer in Sun Celebration Honey. As for blush, on my dark side, I would go for something a little bit more subtle. So I'm going to use the same one I used on my goth makeup. That is the Givenchy Prism blush in Fashionista Brown. And on my light side, I would go for something very pink. I'm using the I Heart Revolution Blushing Hearts in Bursting with Love, and I'm using these two shades. This is a more glowy blush too, and even probably a little bit more on this side than the other one. For highlighter, I'm using my Soph X Revolution highlighter palette, and on my light side I'm using this champagne color, and on my dark side I'm using this one that is a little bit more subtle. On the middle is kind of a little bit hard to separate, so I'm just using the first one. The highlighter, I think, doesn't actually make a very big difference. It's mostly the blush and the eyeshadow and the lipstick, because both sides of highlighter came out very beaming, which I really like. So for lipstick, I'm going to split them in half, and I'm going to use some dupes from Aliexpress. I'm going to use these two. These are Kat Von D dupes from Aliexpress, but these are basically matte liquid lipsticks. God help me if I would use Kat Von D and Jeffree Star Cosmetics in the same look. So I'm basically going to use matte black on this side, and this one is kind of a peachy pink color on this one. It's very hard to do only half of your lips. This kind of reminds me that I still haven't done a kind of power of makeup look that was started by Nikki Tutorials. I definitely want to do that in the future. Just going to try and make this line in the middle less harsh. or kind of blend them together. And just to give it a little bit of a finishing touch, I'm going to set it with the Primark Fix and Perfect. Okay, and this is the finished look, my two different makeup sides of my personality, and I don't know. So this is the light side, and this is the dark side. And I know this is completely a not wearable look, but I think this is a very fun and creative way to see how two completely different looks look together and really just side by side. Let me know in the comments down below which side you like better for yourself and which side you think looks better on me. I definitely love the dark side. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and maybe do this yourself. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday and Thursday. And that is everything for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!